Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I've got an exciting show and tell. Who remembers that? Because I have got one. Ta-da! I've had so many people ask me about this. It's ridiculous. So here it is. Here is my YouTube play button. Do you want to see what's inside? Nice bit of insulation here. And then we have a business card, which is by the person who packed the button, which is a very nice touch. And then we have a letter from Susan Wojcicki. I'm not very good with pronouncing the names, but she is the CEO of YouTube. And it's got a really nice letter in it that just says, "You have done something that very few people, YouTube creators, accomplish." And the next button is 1,000,000. Here we go. There is the plaque. It is massive and it is quite heavy as well, so let me get it out. Ta-da! So this is what it's like. You can see here, quite thick, ready to go up on the wall. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet, but yeah, this is it. So basically what happens, you pass 100,000, you get a notification saying to collect your play button. You put in your information and then it gets sent to you. So when I went to pick mine up, I went to the post office and obviously the box has a big YouTube on it. Now there were some teenagers in the shop when I picked this up, much to their delight and much to my absolute red-facedness. They went, "Oh my God, that's a play button. You've picked up a play button. Oh my God, she's got a play button." Shouting it down the road, shouting it in the shop. I mean, thank God for face masks because I must have been the colour of, I don't know, I was just so embarrassed. Oh, even though I shouldn't be embarrassed about it, but you know what I mean. So yeah, that's what happened when I went to pick it up. So there's people who are going to be wondering how we got to 100,000, people who want to get into it, they want to get into YouTube, so I'm going to go into that in a minute of my story and my tips for getting there. But first of all, I just want to say thank you again, because not only does this belong to me, but it actually belongs to every single one of you that subscribes and watches, so I'm really grateful. So this is, I'll keep hold of it safe. Okay, so when it comes to YouTube, for me, my story is probably not the norm. So I started YouTube quite a few years ago. I actually did a video really long time ago, like 10 years ago, maybe even more than that, maybe even like 12 years ago, I'm not sure. I did a tutorial with my friend. I'm gonna see if I can find it. And it was on contouring, believe it or not, and lips, I think, how to make your lips look bigger. And I did this video. Had I known how big YouTube would have been, I probably should have stuck with it then. But that was on a different channel. I didn't really do any more, and then a few years later, I stumbled into it again. And because I really love creating makeup, really love recreating celebrities' makeup, and that's how it started. I started to get a following quite quickly on it, and during that time, I filmed a video that, little to my knowledge or planning, became a viral video. It got to like 100,000, 500,000, 1,000,000, carried on going. During this time, I actually decided to have a break from YouTube because I was working as well, and it all just got a bit much, and I didn't know whether I wanted to do it. Anybody that knows me knows that I am the most unlikely YouTuber of all time. Like, I'm really private. I don't like being in photos and things too much, like, unless they're like silly photos with your friends. I'm not a posy person, but I do love makeup and I am passionate about that. So I had a break and I was like, do you know what? I don't think it's for me. Like, I'm not really like a look at me kind of person. So I had a break. During that time, this video went and went to like nearly 10 million views. So I got loads of new subscribers to it. And then I thought, do you know what? This is silly. Like, I should continue with it. During that time, I met my partner, I had a baby, and then I decided I was going to come back to it and get to 100,000 subscribers and see where it goes. What I didn't realise is if you have a break from YouTube, it's very difficult to just pick up with the same sort of views and stuff as you got before. The algorithm's changed since I was last on it, everything's changed, and I'm now trying to work on getting everything back up again. And if you've seen my recent videos, this is me trying to be regular, make sure I'm uploading regularly. And yeah, that's where we are today. I'm at 100,000, and to be honest with you, never expected it. I was just sort of did YouTube because I just love makeup and hair, and things like that. Yeah, that is my story. So what would my tips be? And this is me not preaching to the choir. No, that's the wrong expression. This is me not being like, I do this and da da da, because I am by no means a YouTube expert. Like, no. But I did get here. If I could have told myself what I know now then, who knows? So anybody who wants to get into it, one, consistency is key, and I learned this the hard way, and that is why I can tell you this. You need to be consistent, upload videos consistently, however many you want to do, but just make sure they're good videos. You're not putting out any old, basically. If you have a break, or a long break like me, it will affect your channel. To make sure you're doing something that you are passionate about. Trust me, YouTube is graft. And if you do not feel passionate about the subject, it will show, and you're not knowledgeable about the subject, or you're not, you're not into it that much. Trust me, your passion for creating videos and stuff is not going to stay. Like, it has to be something that you like. I love makeup, hair, everything like that. And even then for me, sometimes I'm like, oh, I really can't bother to do my makeup. Do you see what I mean? So got to make time to do it. Most people are working at the same time when you're starting a channel. So it's got to be something you're interested in. 3, make sure your videos are giving the watcher some sort of value. Tips, tricks, how you do things. The videos that I found have done the best are literally things that people would Google search. So things like, my top video is how to curl your hair with hair straighteners. How many people do you know that can't curl their hair with hair straighteners? So I did one on that. Another popular video more recently, and since I've been back, is what you actually need for a newborn in 2020. And that video has done really well, again, because it's stuff that people need to know and people would find out and people want to be able to do. So definitely value. Now YouTube's quite a different place than it was before. I was on it before I had a break. But title, thumbnail, very important. First line of description, very important. I'm really terrible at this, so I'm giving you the advice, and sometimes I don't even follow it myself. I just like to put out creative content. I'm not good at sort of like the back scenes of it. That's what I'm going to try and work on and be better on. But they are very important, because nowadays there's so many people on YouTube and you want people to get on your video rather than someone else's. Yeah, and 5, I would say make sure you have, it doesn't have to be expensive equipment, but just get equipment that's not going to fuss, and it's not fuss to set up and it's not fuss to do. Get something that you can easily edit on. Use iMovie or something like that. I use LumaFusion for the iPad. It's really easy. Anything too complicated, you're going to be like, nah, after a few weeks, I don't want to do it. Easy setup, so easy lighting. Make sure everything is, just easy to use. A camera that's easy to use. Get a flip screen so you can see what you're doing. You haven't got to fuss about with, all that as well. So make sure you've got equipment that's going to make your life easier. You don't have to spend loads of money at all. Just make sure you get stuff that's going to make your life easier to make sure that you continue to do it. 6, I would also say, reply to people. Even though I'm at 100,000, it's still relatively small compared to a lot of channels. And as you get bigger, it's probably a lot harder to do. But I always like to reply to people. If people have questions, you can respond. You're going to get a few people that say horrible things. It doesn't really matter. But you just respond to the people that are, being kind. They're taking time out of your day to respond to a video that they've watched. So why wouldn't you take time out of your day to respond to them? Do you know what I mean? Unless you've got like 27 million subscribers, in which case doing so would be a triple full-time job. But, as much as possible. And finally, I would say don't be discouraged. In this day and age where everybody's like, I need to have this many followers and this many just work on doing something that you love. Create your little niche of what you like to do, and people of similar likes will watch it, and it will grow from there organically. With YouTube, you get paid for the advertising that's before it, as well as you can get paid for product advertising and stuff like that as well. So don't expect to earn loads of money right away. It changes all the time, it fluctuates, depending on how your videos are doing and loads of other variants, okay? But don't expect to earn loads of money from it straight away, because it doesn't work like that. You have to do it sort of for the love of YouTube and for the long term. I think that's it really. So I hope that helped anybody who wants to sort of get into it, and I also hope that helped anybody that wanted to see this. And yeah, thank you again, guys.